And with that, but without the celebratory robe, I'm a little disappointed. Roy Ward Jr. of The Daily Show. How are you, Roy?
It's a victory robe. We have to put it in storage during the offseason. The robe is in winter meetings with all the other jackets.
Yeah, all right. So it's been a few years. First of all, welcome. It's great to have you on the show. I know you're hardcore. This is nice, too.
Oh, this is one of those Mitchell and Ness classics. This is back when the Cubs was probably winning 20 games a season.
Right.
One of them nice ones.
So where are you these days now? As far as it's been a few years, but you're still winning games, didn't get to the playoffs. What's it like being a Cubs fan now?
I am excited for David Ross. I am excited for the new skipper. I am nervous about Chris Bryant. Chris Bryant, hey, stay, please. We like you. Everybody love you. Theo just gave you some more money. That's probably, I think, the biggest question about the franchise right now is like what pieces Theo is putting in place for 21. Because when you look at what he did to avoid arbitration with Schwarber and Baez and Bryant, like it's like, okay, everybody's good for another year or two, but we know sooner or later you either got to back up the Brinks truck or they don't have to add 3 more decks to Wrigley to pay for all these boys.
So that's all right. So you know what we do on this show. We're used to talking about like roster construction and you flip assets, that sort of thing. Do you ride it out? Like, is the window still wide open? You go with your stars, or you look at a contract saying, you know what, that was a good run. Time to flip those guys, get new prospects, and move on.
I think you have to take that Bill Belichick approach and get rid of a guy 1 year too early.
Oh, really?
I think
you just said you want Bryant now? Or
of course, yes, I want him, but I'm a fan. I'm dumb. I don't know what I want. I just want to win, BK.
Right.
But I really think that you have a good core. They're young, and I really hope that David Ross can continue to keep what congealing that I feel like Joe Madden had in the clubhouse and keeping it fun, keeping it light, and there wasn't a lot of pressure on them. It never felt like there was a lot of pressure on the players to win day to day. I mean, there was pictures of the players in pajamas just on random days and stuff. So I think ultimately you are going to have to trade some pieces away and get something back. If it's not Contreras, then it might be Baez, and it might be Bryant. You hate to see that. And I even hate to say that as a fan, but that's the nature of the business now.
Where were you on the departure of Joe Madden? That was, I mean, do you see the press conference and everything? They're there to Theo and Joe together, and they're celebrating, and they're like, hey, we're going to go our separate way. It was weird, wasn't it?
It felt like your mom and daddy telling you they ain't going to be together no more. Trying to keep it from being too traumatic for the family. It's like, you better not, don't you do anything. The kids are here. Hey, everybody, we love each other. Hey, David, what's going on? How you doing? I wish, you know, Madden the best in Los Angeles. I think he's going to be great over there in Anaheim. I ultimately feel like, though, with the pieces that we had, I think Cubs fans are a little more ravenous and a little bit more of a bigger appetite for wanting winning. So I really think what did Joe in was the swoon in September, where we lost, I think, the back half of September. I think we lost almost 10 games. I know it was 10 of 13. I don't know the stats, but it was
not wiped out by the Cards. But if you look at his record, rarely does a guy that wins that much get the boot.
Only, I think, Dusty Baker probably achieved as much, minus the ring, and still got the boot. But, you know, you want to try and change some things up, and we'll see. I know the one thing I know about Theo Epstein is that he's always thinking baseball. You ever seen a clip of Theo watching the Cubs game? Never smiling. Just analyzing. You can just see baseball stuff happening in his brain at all times. So, you know, I think Theo, if nothing else, because he helped to construct what we did in 2016, you have to trust his vision and the pieces that he wants to put in place.
You did a 7th-inning stretch this year, didn't you?
That's
like the highest honor.
My
Wrigley
first
Field, right?
7th-inning stretch.
What was it like?
It's nervous. I get why people forget the lyrics to take me out to the ball game. I've been singing it since I was a child, watching the Cubs in Birmingham, and you get up there and they hand you the mic and they go, and go. And you're like, twinkle, twinkle, little star, how I do, Cracker Jacks. And the truth is, I prefer Crunch and Munch. And I almost said Crunch and Munch, but you know, it is what it is.
You did all right.
Yeah.
How was your throw to the plate?
That one was good. I've thrown 2 at Wrigley, and one was a little, didn't have a little juice.
There's a lot of pressure these days.
Yeah.
I mean, they're all looking for you to screw up.
You know what sucks about throwing out a first pitch is that they don't let you warm up.
Right.
That's the conspiracy.
Yeah.
Everybody else on the mound gets to throw. They didn't invite me under the bleachers to
Right.
get a warm-up throw, and that's the problem with all the. And it's not just the Cubs. It's an indictment on the Cubs. It's all the MLB teams. They just roll you out there, no warm-up, no massage. I didn't even get no icy hot, no nothing. Then you're just supposed to go out there and throw a perfect strike, and then everybody, if you don't, everybody laughs at you.
That's right. Right. And it goes viral, and then you become one of those people on that endless reel.
Aren't you the dude that did?
With the mayor of Cincinnati and that rock star and this guy, then right. Yeah.
I'd say 50 Cent is still hands
The worst,
down
yeah.
all the time. But when you said that, not me. I still might see 50 Cent in the public place. 50 Cent, if you watch, matter of fact, 50 Cent, that was an amazing pitch. I apologize sincerely. Brian Kenny said that about your throw.
You go to other parks though, right? You go around when you're visiting or working, you're doing a gig or something. You'll stop in. Where do you go?
If Major League Baseball teams want to increase revenue, open the park during the off season just for concessions. I'm so serious. We shot a Daily Show segment at Fenway, and I got a $10 general admission ticket and went in and bought 2 hot dogs and came back out, and we kept shooting. Like, I just,
Right.
the food at a ballpark is just so amazing. If I'm ranking ballpark food, I got to go Wrigley, PNC Park, and Arizona.
Yes,
I think Arizona has.
That comes a long way. Think about the food that was
there.
there when you were a kid. When you were eating. I mean, it was not cuisine, you know?
No,
Yeah.
it was not.
It
was like legit sit-down food, like in San Fran. Like there's sushi and garlic fries and all types of chaos that you can eat. I really think that they should just open up the suites, make the suites. Restaurant tables. And matter of fact, that's how we keep Chris Brown. Theo, I know you're watching right now. Open up all of the Cubs suites as a regular restaurant during the winter and let people come in and just order food like it's a restaurant. That's how we raise the money.
Revenue opportunities. They open to that.
I should be a consultant, bro.
Where do they finish this year? Go ahead, give me a prediction.
Cubs. Are the Brewers healthy? If the Brewers stay healthy, the Brewers are a problem. I think realistically, blind. I'm going to go blind. Chicago Cubs, 93 wins.
All right. That's good. That sounds all right. If everybody keep
93 wins, and I think that's a wild card. I think the Brewers will win 95 or something crazy. Like, the Brewers are nasty, bro. They're going to be good.
All right. Well, good having you here. Where are you next?
I feel like I just endorsed the Brewers.
You did? You're a big Brewers guy.
I feel it's the food there. I think that's what it is.
Where you go? Where are your next gigs?
Man, I'm at the Stress Factory in Bridgeport, Connecticut this weekend, and then the weekend after that, I'm in Burlington, Vermont, at the Vermont Comedy Club.
Up to the country.
Yes, yes.
Enjoy that, Roy. Thank you very much for coming
Thank
by.
you as always.
Come by and we'll flip some assets. We'll
we'll
discuss
do
revenue
some
sources.
stuff, man. I'll bring some hot dogs.
All
man.
right, good. Thank you, Roy.
Thank you.